What's up, guys? It's been a while for me. I'm a little bit behind on these episodes. I'm 3 episodes behind, so I'm going to go through all 3 episodes right now because there's not too much explaining to do. First one is Yule was voted out, and that was after the tribe swap. The tribe swap already happened before I talked about that. But what you need to know is that right after the tribe swap, there were some alliances going on both tribes that were focused on getting out the um, previous friends, or like just the friend group that is both Sean's, Yule, and Dan. There's people that want to take out that friend group, and this is all happening immediately on both beaches. So on Moto, Ozzy is pulling in Ramona and Matt. He's flipping to Moto, but however, of course, Sean R switched from Ravu to or sorry, crap. It's 5 a.m. So and it's not like early morning. It's like late night 5 a.m. I haven't gone to bed yet, so might get some names mixed up here. So Ozzy is flipping from Ravu to Moto, and Sean R switched from Moto to Ravu to get with his friend, who is Sean K. So that it's still three, but of course Ozzy knows this. Ozzy knows about the friend group, and he wants to take them out. So he aligned with with Matt and Ramona, and he's trying to pull in Sophie as the swing vote. This doesn't really matter because Moto doesn't go to tribal at all during the swap. So I'm just going to focus on what happens on Ravu. So on Ravu, we have Dan and Yule, the friends, and it's pretty much 2v5. It's them versus everyone else. So they lose the challenge, but Yule does have an idol. So what is he going to do with it? And what is the other alliance going to do about it? Well, this is what they do about it. They know that he has the idol because Sean R has a really big mouth. Actually, not Sean R. I'm sorry. Well, Sean R leaked that they were friends. He's the reason that everyone knows that they're friends. That's Sean R's fault. Sean K told his tribe about Yule's idol. Which is, I mean, what's up with that? That's really a blunder. I mean, that's a huge blunder. That pretty much sank Yule's game. And of course, the idol that Yule told Sean K about was like the idol that he didn't really find. He was just like, you guys know about that. It's been a few days for me, but you guys just listened to that video, so you guys know all about Yule's idol incident slash strategy. You guys can go rewatch that if you need some clarification. So the big alliance of fives decides to split the vote 3-2, so that if Yule plays an idol, they will still revote and Dan will go home. But Yule does not play his idol, even though he does a fake out play in the comments. He says Jeff, and I said, yes, Yule, and he said, just always wanted to say that. I was like, oh my gosh, Yule, you should have played the idol, bro. But he didn't. And the votes read Dan, Alicia, Yule, Dan. So it's tied 2-2-2. That's kind of intense. From an outsider's perspective, this is like, holy crap, someone is going to go home off of 3 votes. And it's really close to a 3-way tie. But it's actually very coordinated, and Yule goes home. So that's a quick vote. Honestly, that was like the least strategizing ever. They kind of just instantly voted for him because they decided the whole plan the night before. Next episode, it's the challenge where you have to come up with a word that starts with a certain letter and has a certain amount of letters in it. It's almost a sweep by Moto. Ravu only scores 1 point, and ironically, the only point was scored by the person who's voted off, Dan. So this is another case of a split vote, although this is a super weird split vote. I mean, not really, but just it looks weird. It's a 3-1 split vote, but it ends up being like a close vote because Dan also voted for Alicia, which is what the other split was. So it ends up being 4 votes Dan, 2 votes Alicia. Nothing exciting. Like, actually, that was a super quick vote as well. That was just boom, 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 Dan, 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 Dan. Like, that was not much strategy happened post swap because all the big strategic moves were about to happen on Moto, but they didn't go to tribal. Next episode, this one just happened today. Which, this one honestly kind of disappointed me because Hayden was pretty good. He just got, I mean, that's the definition of swap screwed, is what happened to Hayden right now, because he was in a good position. Or actually, I mean, he was in a good position until Matt flipped. Then I guess he was in an a okay position because he did do a pretty good job cleaning that up and getting back on Matt's good side. But after the swap, I mean, he could have done something differently. He could have sided with the friends to take out old Ravu, but he didn't, and he paid the price because the votes came in 3-2. It was a huge blindside actually. He didn't expect that, and Hayden goes home. The only strategy here is that, I mean, it's just old Ravu versus old Moto. That's what happened in this vote. Old Moto voted for Rick, and old Ravu voted for Hayden. And a little interesting tidbit, I've been keeping track of it because there's more than, like, at the start of the season, there was more than double the amount of girls. Like, I don't know if I said that right. Like, there were more than twice as many guys as there were girls. Despite that fact, a girl has been voted for at every tribal council, and this tribal where Hayden goes is the first one where no women got voted for. It's pretty interesting. I was like, dang, is this really gonna happen to where a woman gets voted for at every tribal? Nope, because they decided to vote for Rick instead of Alicia because Alicia was actually on Hayden's side. That's the only person that Hayden had. So no votes for Alicia this tribal, surprisingly. I thought it might be like another tribal where Alicia gets votes but scrapes by. But no, sadly Hayden goes, and he goes out in a blaze of thunder. He spills some tea to a couple people, Matt included. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if you're out of the game, you should just stay quiet, but I didn't do much to stop it because by the time he did it, I just didn't step in. I was just like, oh god, whatever. It didn't affect the game too much. So now the tribes are merged, and I don't know if I should talk about what's happened already, or if I should save that for next episode. I think I'll leave you guys hanging. There's been a lot that's happened, so that could take up a whole video. But sorry for the quick uploads, or sorry for the wait, and also sorry for the not too lengthy of analysis this time. Because honestly, there's nothing much to analyze. You know, it was like simple votes every time. I mean, complex to the eye, because on your 3-2-2, you're looking at that and you're like, what the heck? You know, this is a crazy tribe. It's actually not. But yep, that's all I gotta say for today. It's 5:04 a.m. I'm gonna go to sleep now. See ya.